Morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you're having a great day today. It is hump day once again, Wednesday. My name is Ace. I'm a hobbyist. I like drawing. We are learning 3D modeling today. We're working on a model to use as reference for a webcomic that I am developing. It is a story about two college students that stumble upon a secret government project and try to use it to save their terminally ill friend. It begins. The first scene is in the Vietnam War era, 1972, and that's the setting. And I'm working on the models in order of appearance. So we're on our last soldier character here, and we're working on the clothing. Now the LB is done. We finally got that done yesterday. I managed to get that completed. It's fully retopologized. Oh, you know what? Before I actually start, there is one more thing that we have to do. I got to make sure that these are connected, that everything's connected in the back and everything. This is what we have here. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if we can remember how to do this without looking at the notes. All right, we're in object mode, right? We're gonna get started right now. Let's see. Object. You see, I'm looking through the menus here. It's just a simple little thing that we have to. Actually, you know what? I think it's in edit mode. Let me try edit mode again. Let's see. Hey, script field. Oh yeah, we could shade smooth too, I guess. Let's see, mesh. Symmetrize, merge, separate, bisect. No, none of these. Select. There we go. Select all by trait. Okay, it's not showing me what I'm looking for. I'm not sure why this is happening. This side was supposed to be perfectly mirrored, but it isn't for some reason. I'm just gonna let it go. If there's any discrepancies in the mesh, then I will just fix it when I'm drawing it. You know, why is this not happening here? Oh, it might be this. It might be because I'm not in edge mode. Okay. Select all by trait. Here we go. Non-manifold is what we're looking for. All right. So apparently we have everything that's highlighted right now. Apparently I forgot some things. We don't have side. These are completely closed off here, but and that bag right there, the part of that bag right there, is loose. By non-manifold, it means it's not connected. Okay, we want everything to be connected. It looks like we got some green blindness here. Missed a few spots, so I'm gonna go ahead and fix them right now. Okay, and it's really easy. We're just gonna going ahead and just do that. You know, just fill in the missing parts that we did not put in yesterday. I thought I did this, but and this part was done on stream, so I must have just completely missed it. Whoops. We didn't do it all, but we're going to do it all now. I thought I was done. That's why you do these things, you know, just so you know you don't have any mistakes. Got to check your work sometimes. Luckily for us, it's a really simple thing, and it's part of the process, so it's not really a big deal. I did I think there was one of my sculpts. I think it may have been the first or second one. I forgot to do this. I just had to go back and I was pretty far in. I was like in the baking, not baking, before baking. It may have been in the in the UV unwrapping portion, maybe. But we're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it right now. Let me see here. I can't really see, so that's why you gotta Hey, the studio, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great morning. How's your project going? Studio is a game dev, and she has streams. She streams her game dev projects. She's already made some games, and you should check her out. Yes, I am sure. Definitely check out RTFX Studios channel and give her a follow. Just checking my work here, studio. We got some stuff here. Let's see, select. We got to make sure that we got all of our ducks in a row, and these highlighted areas here are not closed off. Now it's my job to close them off now before we move on, because this is something you don't want left unchecked in your animation, because it'll show. It'll definitely deform if it's like just the open faces on your project, and you won't be able to unwrap it properly. Let's see, F. Now I want to select all by trait again, non-manifold. Okay, that's still open. All right, so we gotta close it off. Am I closing off the right thing? Now why in the world? Hang on, select all by trait, non-manifold. Please. Gotta make sure that we get the right ones here. So I'm gonna zoom all the way in. Because this is confusing. It shouldn't be this. It shouldn't even look like this, to be honest. But this side, for some reason, did not mirror. It didn't do the intended. Oh yeah, and I completely forgot that. Yeah, that was all my fault. I just forgot to do that, and that was an easy thing to for. I was looking at that yesterday, and I was like, oh, I got to fill that circle, and I just never did it. Whoops. Let me try the other side. No, let's not try the other side. Let's just try to fix this side, and then I'll go to the other side. So I got a lot more to do on the other side, and this is all that's left on this side. I'm just trying to figure out where in the heck I need to start here. All right, so I'm just gonna make a decision now. The the problem is we have one, two, three, and I'm not sure which ones are let's try moving them. Just so we can get a better idea of what in the world we have to do here. First of all, it's completely constricted into like a V shape. It shouldn't be like that. I'm going to ignore that because it's a strat. That's something that I'm just going to have to fix when I'm drawing it on the page myself. I just want to be clear of what I'm looking at here. So let's try light highlighting it again. This is very useful for this step. We want these closed off so we can unwrap them. Okay, I'm trying to determine what I selected and what Blender selected. Okay, non-manifold. Okay, what is this line? This line is on the other side? Okay, so we're going to ignore this edge right here. We're not going to look at that anymore. This side is what we need to pay attention to. This one isn't lit up, but this one is. Okay, I think I understand now. This one, and this one. And we're going to fill it. I said we're going to fill it. I hope it's filled. Let's select all by trait. Because I didn't see anything happen. Yeah, because nothing happened. What is happening now? What is this? All right, I got an idea. Let's work backwards here. Let's click these. I can see this horizontal line. What? No. I can see this horizontal. Why can't I not select this? This right here. All right, we got an issue here that we need to work out. All right. I can definitely see these two. So let me do this. What happened? No. Oh, how does this select it? Oh, because I hit select all by trait. Duh. All right. Let's click this. It's just not doing it, and I don't understand why. First of all, where are we? I got lines I can't select. Okay, now I can select them. What is happening here? F, 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 F. Nothing's happening. Okay. Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. There's other ways to do this. All right. I'm gonna right click and hit fill. No faces filled. Why? Well, we got a problem here. We have a problem. Why does it have to be this way? I set out a goal. All I gotta do is just put point A to point B, and it just won't work. Why is this? All right. And it's just it won't move. Like I can't even stretch it. It's that's as far as it'll go. And it just deforms for some reason. I don't know. I can't leave it like this. At least I don't think I can. I just might though, because I can't fix it. I don't know why it's not fixing. I fixed everything else on that side. All right, let me hear. Hang on. Let me select all by trait again. Select. Don't click anything. Select all by trait. Everything wants to fight my will now. Okay, here we go. Now that connects, but why not this? Why is this like all right, let's try to fix how this looks because I'm quickly running out of ideas here. First of all, I don't know why. Look, if I go to the, it's supposed to be mirroring this side, right? So let's go to this side. This side, I can see what's happening, but this side is just deformed. I don't know why. I don't get it. The easiest way for me to fix this, but I can't do it because of this. This area is not symmetrical. It's made to look like this, right? The best way to do this would be to just cut this in half and then mirror it again without the shrink wrap. But I can't even do that because of the buckle. Because it would just mirror the buckle and the center wouldn't look like this anymore. Let me try. Oh, I can't. Hold on. Let me go to edit mode, object mode. Sorry, because I'm already in edit mode and just apply this. I wonder if I could separate the center from the mesh, cut this in half, mirror it again, so the both halves match, and then put the center back and meld it back together. That could be one way of doing it. I may have to try it because I'm not sure if I should leave it like this. It's open, even though it's clearly you can look at it and see it's not open, but the program says that it's open. So we got to close it. I went ahead and applied the shrink wrap to make sure that that was not messing with it. Because look, it's collapsed on itself, and I don't know why. Matter of fact, there's plenty of places on this side of the mesh that are weird. It's this area, this strap, as you can see, and these right here did not. mirror properly. Like, let's just look at it. That's not what I did. This is what I did, but it no longer looks like that. I should just try to do that method that I just said. Let's see if we can fix it that way, because this should not be. So what I'm gonna do is first, hang on, let me see something real quick before I do this, because I feel like these problems are going to persist. Let me. I'm not gonna save it yet. Select all by trait. Select all by trait, non-manifold. All right, so we got that side. Now these aren't even, it's just these now. It may have been the shrink wrap that was causing the problems. I mean, look at it, but hey, 99, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Give 99 a follow. He's also an artist. He does 2D, does animations, and he plays indie games. And we do co-op streams every week. Got a problem here, 99. I'm trying to fix it. I think I know what caused the problem. I just need to I need to see if I can find a solution that will work, that doesn't involve me completely just reconfiguring large parts of this. I want to move on, but I can't. Oops. No, that's not what we want. We did it again. All right, so now the everything's a little bit more clear since I'm doing great. We're just trying to solve some problems here. I do have the ability to fix this. It's just how far are we willing to go? So I'm gonna select these because we can see them clearer now for some reason. I'm gonna hit F. It's still not working for some reason. Nothing is happening. I don't know why. I can connect this. So I know it's not the thing. It's just whatever is going on with this side of the mesh is just not working out. And I don't know. I don't get it. All right. So it's clearly collapsed, right? Let me try something. Let's try just manually pulling it apart. That's what I'm thinking, 99. I think it is too thin. I'm gonna try manually pulling stuff, tugging on things here and there and seeing what's going on here. First of all, it was supposed to mirror. It didn't. It's not mirroring. And this geometry, I could just redo that actually. That's what I should do. I should just delete this entire side. This might be actually just be a mistake that I made and didn't catch. Let's try something. Let's take these faces and just delete them. The 3s and 4s yesterday. This no, this happened when I applied the mirror and the object was already asymmetrical. I applied the mirror and the second I applied the mirror, I immediately saw differences in the sides. So that is definitely one of the causes. Now I just got rid of everything that was causing me issue here. How did this get twisted up? It was supposed to be mirroring the other side. It's just I don't know. You can look on this side and everything you can clearly see where all the faces are, but this side not so much. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have to, I don't even know why that's there. That just should not be there. Yeah, we're gonna have to fix this. We're gonna have to redo some of this. I was ready to move on today, and I decided, and then I realized that I almost missed a step. So I went back and I found these problems, and I'm glad that happened. But I could have done this. I could have done this yesterday. I just didn't realize it. I didn't realize. I kind of forgot. What in the world? Okay, let's turn off snapping because that's part of the problem too. There. Now it ain't gonna snap nothing. Can you cut, copy, paste? What I was thinking about doing actually, I can't mirror it again. Nice, 99. Congrats. What I was thinking about doing is cutting this. I can't mirror it because of the belt buckle, but because you, as you can see here, that's not the only thing that we need to fix. This should look like this, but it doesn't, and that's going to show in the final mesh. I don't want it to show. So what I was thinking about doing was just cutting this entire part out and moving it to the side and then slicing the whole thing in half, deleting this half, and then just mirroring it again, and then putting that belt buckle back and merging it. That's what I was thinking about doing. That would be the quickest way. Well, not the quickest way, but that would be the easiest way to do it because there's more than one problem that I noticed. There's something wonky going on here. You can see this here. Um, Probably something back here. Actually, don't know. Let me see. No, we can't see it anymore because I applied the modifiers. I think the modifiers were negatively affecting it. I know what caused it, and I know why this happened. It's it's just the first time it has happened. I don't know why it happened this time. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about doing. But um, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. Even though if I do this, if I select all by trait, non-manifold, these are the only things that need to be fixed now since applying the modifier. It's just this, and this. That's why I was a little bit hesitant. I turned all the things off that could cause any more problems. So I actually forgot to close these off. And that's on both sides. For some reason, yeah, this side is fine. It's just this side. I think the modifiers did it. That's why now, since I completed, or since I applied the modifier, see, now it's closed off. Now it's fine. Select all by trait, non-manifold. Nope, we still got something there. Why does it say that this? I think a mistake was made here. I must have extruded an extra face there. Okay, hold on. Because it's still saying that this is open. So I'm gonna delete the face again. Why in the world does it say that? There's no loose geometry. Let's go into the pack here. I want to make sure that there's nothing in here that's loose that I created or something. All right, hold on, wait. Select. Faces by sides. Does not select everything. All the faces that have 4 sides. Okay, so these have 5, and I can see that. That's that's. I don't know if that's good actually, but they should all be quads. But there are some that aren't. We got some triangles there. We got some 5-sided things here. This should be 4. No, I think I know what it is. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know why this is here. I think these need to be connected. That's what I think. Hold on, let me see. Select all by trait, non-manifold. Why is that not connected? It is connected, but why does it look like that? When did this happen? Okay, hold on. Wait. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let me revert this. Revert it now. Okay, we're back at the beginning. This is how I started because I thought I was gonna go to the pants, but no, we can't go to the pants. We got to go back to the LBE. That's what we have to do. We have to go back. Now you can see everything that I think that will happen. Let me click this edit mode. I think I'm just gonna, yeah, see this, this. I don't know why that happened. The pack. These are all things that I can't move them when I try to. I can't fix this. This is, see, look what how it acts. That it should not do this. Look how the other side acts. Okay, see, it's a little bit more controlled. This, I'm only moving the edges. The faces aren't moving at all. That's the issue here. But here, you can see me move the faces too. Maybe not like this, but when I move it in, you can see it. That's the issue that I'm seeing. It looks the same, but it's not. Trust me. It's the angle. But see, the thing is here, when I press G, you can immediately see the difference. Nothing here moves the way it should. That's the problem. Then you got this. They look the same, like the faces look the same, but, or sorry, the edges where you see the lines that look the same, but the faces don't. They clearly don't match. This is where everything is where it should be on this side, and this side is just crushed in for some reason. If I leave it like that, it's gonna cause problems. Let's see, edit, edge. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, the reason why I went back is because I wanted to make sure that I have all of these problems with the non-manifolded edges gone. See, now it's lit. It wasn't lit before, but it's lit now. And for this, you kind of want vertices. So I want to make sure this is sealed properly first, and then I'm going to do the idea that I thought would work. Only problem is these particular vertices right here, I'm having trouble selecting both. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Merge at center. Okay. Select all by trait, non-manifold. Okay, that fixed it. Good. Originally, this should be all I needed to fix, but apparently we have more problems, so we're going to do it. All right, there. Select all by trait, non-manifold. Now I know I need to fix these. And these sides are apparently completely missing. I think it is because they were so thin. I just forgot to do them. See, look, I can see right through them. That's not good. We need to close those off. I just forgot to do it. Hang on a second. We got something more on the bottom. There's two vertices here that aren't together. Let's try our own wireframe. They must be really close together because I can't see two. It's easy to see two. It looks harder, but it's actually really easy to see multiple vertices. But this time, not so much. Let me see. Select trait, non-manifold. Let me pull back. Why is it suddenly not glowing anymore? Okay, so apparently it was fixed. It might have been just selected still. Did it just create a butt? No. I don't think so. All right, let me just. This is really easy to fix. This should not be open. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna select this. Let me go back to solid. This is one of the last things I did yesterday. I'm just gonna hit F and fill that in. That's automatically fixed. All right, select all by trait non-manifold. All right, now all I need to do is just select these and fill them. Why is this entire face selected? And is there something here? Hang on a second. Let me try something. Delete face. Okay, that was the only thing that's the only face that's there. I don't know why that's like that. Oh, I do know why it's like that, actually. This is how it should look. This is how it looks instead. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and just do this because it doesn't matter anyway. Well, actually it does because it's on that side. What I was going to do is, no, I just didn't finish it. Let me put the LBE back on and see what in the world this is supposed to be. Now, I do know what I'm looking at. I just don't know why I did not finish this side. Well, let's see here. There's no problem here. I just gotta close it off. Isn't this no? Isn't this it? Yeah, there we go. Why didn't I see this before? Was I in the right one? Anyway, this is just this is just wrong. This is just all wrong. Okay, I got an idea. No, I don't. And I don't have an idea. I don't have an idea. I know what to do. I was gonna try something else, but no, I don't think that'll work. Oh, I see. I must have done this during the stream because both sides are wrong. And this is something I would not have done off stream. So all right. So we kind of just glossed over this over both sides. That's the problem here. This needs to go. I'm gonna fix only this side because we're gonna just cut the other side in half and destroy it for good, and then just redo the mirror. But I'm gonna make sure that this side is good. Well, first of all, this doesn't make any sense. All right, there we go. All right, I think I selected the face. No, I did not. Oh, edge is what I'm looking for. That's why it didn't work. I need this here because as you can see, it looks very doughy and soft. I need to still make this form because I can work on these details better later down the road that we are approaching. But if I don't do it, if I just leave that solid wall like I had it before, then all of this would not show, and now I have to redo it. That's why I'm not. That's why I'm trying to fix this now because I've done this before on the boots. And at the time, I was like, well, I'll just. Once I realized what I had done the first time, I was like, well, I'm not gonna do all those details again. I'm just gonna leave it like that. And then I did an alpha and did it was the soles of the boots, the grip, and I did an alpha to to replace all the details I had done because I didn't want to leave it flat. But I kept going over it and it got smoother and smoother until it's just it was a flat surface. But we're not going to do that again with this. The same problem would happen with this thing here. If I leave it like that, it'll just be more and more deformed until basically I have to do it over again. Since this is such a small thing here, it would be easy to redo it, but I'm not going to. If I just leave it like this, then all I have to do is just adjust how it looks. I can make it smoother. I can make it actually look like a buckle instead of like a piece of clay or Play-Doh or something. I only left it like this because A, I didn't want to spend too much time on it, and and B, I can fix it easier if I do it during the I guess this would count as the micro details, maybe tertiary, but I could definitely fix it then because I'll have the multi resolution backing me up, and that's basically like subdivision, but for the whole mesh. All right. Well, the good news is we identified the problem and we are fixing it. So, and the only thing that's bad is that we're not on the next article of clothing. We have to stay on this for a little bit longer. That's not so bad, but that's we thought we were done. We're not done. We're not done with this. Now I just gotta make sure that I do this correctly, or at least in a way that makes sense, and then we can go on. Once I do a little bit of a surgical procedure here. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna move that back because that should not be in, and this can stay right where it is. I think I can turn in front off for the time being for this, so we can see a little bit better. I just want these forms here. Also, wait, let me turn that back on. So we have two vertices here that we can connect together. All of these are going to be loose. I think I could probably subdivide some of these edges to fix that, since we've learned how to do that thanks to chat, thanks to tunas. Let's see here. All right, let me go on ahead and do this. That should connect. I got an idea. No, I'm gonna leave this like that. We can connect these two down here. We can just merge these at the center and they'll be connected. Let's see here. Let's get an idea of how we left it. Get a good look at how we left this and try to determine how we're going to put more faces there based on what we left. All right. Here we go. This will look better. We're past the point of having these half-hearted details here. It's just it's really small. It's really difficult working on really small parts of really small meshes. I think the next time I have to do a buckle, I'm just gonna create a whole new mesh, build the buckle, and then shrink it. That would be the best way. That is clearly the best way, and I'm gonna just do it like that from now on. The next time I have to do a buckle, and the next guy has enough buckles that we'll be able to try this idea out and see if we can get through it without taking up too much time. Shouldn't be no different than creating an eyeball. That's a separate mesh too. So, um, but with more detail, a little bit more detail. You don't really have to do much to an eyeball. You just smooth it out, and you can just as soon as you make it, you can just unwrap it right there if you really wanted to. Hmm. Mm, 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 mm. I'm just trying to position the vertices to where we can make this a little bit easier. I think we can subdivide this face again and again for these. We'll have to do the other side as well, but that will fix this problem. And then that should be it, I think. Oh no, no, we have to do these. We have to do the straps. I'm only going to do one side, so because we're going to cut it anyway. There's no point in fixing the other side if we're just going to cut it. It's a little crooked, but we'll fix that. Just a little crooked. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I think I'll subdivide this one. I was trying to decide if I should put these here or just subdivide these now. So I think I can connect the two vertices here and then just subdivide this edge. Actually, I don't even have to subdivide it. I can just fill in the selected edges like this. Yep, that's going to have to be a thing. And it's probably going to be faster too doing it at just making a separate buckle because look at all the things that we have to fix because we just don't have enough to sculpt at this tiny level at the moment. I think it's just it'll be more effort. I think and it would just be better to have it a separate mesh. At least that's the idea behind it. I actually don't know. Maybe there is a way that you can just sculpt it on right there. Maybe if I had the skill to do it, I don't think I do. Well, I mean, I got the basic shape down, but we can make it look better than that. Honestly, I think I can. It's just it seemed like it was a lot of work to try to do it, so I didn't try to do it. Okay, let's see here. Are these aren't connected, are they? Oh, they are connected. All right. All right. Let's fill in these edges. I'm trying not to do things the hard way here. I thought it would be better to just sculpt it on. It wasn't meant to be like a shortcut, but I think doing it separate. I know I keep saying this. I'm just going through my head here. Like I'm trying to work things out of like how I would do it. Because I know that gets annoying just saying the same thing over and over and over again. I'm just thinking out loud here. I'm sorry about that. Uh, I don't like doing that, but we're here. We are anyway. All right. Let's see. Let's bring this all the way out like so. Shrink it. I'm gonna hit G. This is what G is supposed to do, by the way. When you have a hidden line in the mesh and you just hit the G to move it, it should reveal it instantly. That is not happening in certain spots. That's how I know that this is a problem. Saying the same things over and over is just streaming. Yeah, but it's kind of weird, you know. And once you realize that how often it happens, you can't unhear it. That could get annoying. That's why I don't want to make that a habit. See this if I know I collect. You see, yeah, that's what it's supposed to do. But when I let it go, it hides itself again. That's only because I left it. Hitting G should fix it. And which I hit G, it looks like it fixed. And then I right click, gone again. That's not how it's supposed to go. That's how I know that's a problem because that's never, ever, ever happened. It's very minute details that you have to pay attention to, and you will realize that there's something off, and that's off. to me. So, and it's happening only on that side, the mirrored side, in certain spots. So we're gonna have to cut it all out. We're gonna have to cut the bad out and redo it again. I don't think I should leave it like that. If I were to animate this, I guarantee you these will there will be some kind of deformity happening on just that side, and we're not gonna deal with that. That just looks like I've never seen it, and I know that's a problem. That's got to be a problem. Gots to be. It gots to be. And we are going to make sure that that does not become a problem in the future. I think what I should, yeah, basically just remirror it. I mean, if I see that happen, I just remirror it. I just can't I can't just do it because the buckle is different. So I'm gonna cut this. I'm gonna cut that out, do it, and then try to put it back. I'm gonna save it before that happens because this is like we're in the frontier right now. I've never actually had to do this before. Last time, I think when I was doing these belts, these LBEs, I wasn't putting this much detail in it. Like the previous ones don't have buckles. They have the pouches. They don't have the little details here where you would hook another strap or a pouch or whatever. This is all throughout the belt actually. I didn't put it, I just didn't put it over here. I'm not doing that. Because typically the reference that I used had canteens here, had other pouches there. And I just decided not to put that in. Well, generally you'd have like a canteen somewhere. I could probably just draw it in. I was like, I don't need to draw that. That's okay. That's okay. I'll be back in about an hour. How late you streaming? I'm going to have to end it um around 10:30 ish, and it actually might be sooner because I it feels like I have to go to the bathroom, and I'm going to be in the bathroom for a bit, so um it might be a short stream today. I'm trying my best to get through it. I don't know what happened, but we're contending with well, the enemy is at the gates right now. Okay, the enemy is at the gates, and I'm trying to hold the line here, right? Trying my best. Yeah, no problem, 99. Thank you for stopping by in any case. Whatever happens, I think I'll be okay. I think we can make it until our end time here, but we'll see. See what happens. Okay, so this should have a like a peak here, but there is no peak because we didn't put it there. So I'm gonna take this and delete it. This is how it should be, and this is how it is. Let me turn off in front. Okay, let me turn on in front so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, in front off, in front on. All right, edge. I'm gonna select the edge, and I'm just gonna bring it over this hill here. And I'm gonna kind of just push it over to the right because that's how I left the mesh. These are the details that I'm paying attention to next time. We want to make things like this look better. I think maybe there is a possibility that I could have done this better on the first try, but I've never done it before, so and I just didn't want to like hyper focus on it. Like we're not rushing. I know this can be done in the later steps easier. That's why we left it like that. I didn't because I would have had to keep remeshing this more and more, and I felt that during the multi-res it would just be better to wait until then to do it. Like my goal is just to try to do these better and better to make sure that the sculpt, the last sculpt or the next sculpt is better than the last sculpt, and we're accomplishing that so far. I think we've achieved that for every sculpt so far. But I want to take less and less, bad shortcuts. We don't want to half-ass anything anymore. Not that I was doing it before, but there were times where I was like, I'll fix it later, and then sometimes I would forget to fix it. No, we're trying to improve our abilities here. Okay, let me go down. Like I have the basic shape, so I could just I can look at this and say, okay, I know how this is supposed to look. These buckles here, and these are like the buckles that you would find on like a book bag, backpack, whatever. So if you see these, you should know what they look like because this is where the extra rope would go or the extra strap would go. You just cinch it down. It's those types of buckles, those plastic buckles, but these are metal. It's just metal. Okay. Let me go back. All right, here we go. 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 Fill it in, and I'm just gonna go ahead and I hope I didn't click on anything because I clicked through that. Okay, there we go. I can't see those, but I think we'll be okay if I just do like that and then hit F. There. Now it's in. Don't. I'm click over here and it selects down here. I don't like that. I don't know how to stop that from happening. I'm sure there's a way though. Oops, that was an extra extrusion. That will show, and we don't want it to, so we're going to go ahead and just Control Z that and make sure that it's gone. One of my earlier sculpts, I think it was before my first sculpt. I had a lot of those in some of my practice sculpts, and I had to spend a lot of time fixing it. You'll see those in the non-manifold selection. They'll appear, and then you'll delete it, and it's like, oh, it's not gone yet. It's no, it was you just deleted one. There was another one there. And you can tell because the lines are much more bolded in some spots, so they're really easy to see. Not maybe not now because everything's green, and but you can still tell when lines are like more bolded, and then you'll start seeing the other face clipped in the other. It's like it looks like a blur, kind of like a I don't know. You seen have you seen ever seen like those like a refrigerator magnet? How when if you move like that type of like that rigidy feel, and you move it and it has a picture change thing on it. It looks like a lot like that, but on a polygon. It looks like a lot like that. So it's not something that you can't see. You know. Okay, let's go. Wait, no. Okay, I see how it is now. So we're going to just extrude this. I think I'm gonna scale it down some. Wait, no. Yes, no. Yeah, because I think since everything is connected, it's like the red topology gets a little weird. Like I said, I'm not as good with clothes as I am with the body. I think I've, for the most part, eliminated all these little discrepancies that I've been creating. They're a little bit more spaced out on the body. There's not a lot of like mistakes in the red topology here, but I can't say the same for clothes and accessories. So, but I think if they were all separate pieces and we just treated them that way, the red topology would be a lot better because that's how I do the body now. And doing these parts separately might help with that. So we'll see. The next sculpt, I think, um, will have this issue solved definitely because we're going to plan ahead for it by just doing all the things on their own. It might take a little bit longer for certain things, but we don't have to make a pouch as well. I mean, it would be nice to, but we don't have to make these things as detailed as the body. just good enough to for the textures, because we can always texture it and make it look better that way, just to save on time. Yeah, but I think just a cube, just taking a cube and just making a rectangle would have made like eliminated all the things of trying to sculpt, because I don't have obviously, I'm not good enough to sculpt a perfect box that these would be the shape of. But we got the latches down pretty good, but those are actually not, it wasn't bad to, it wasn't hard to create those. But then we started having just a little minor issues here with this, and even these actually did turn out pretty well. You can clearly see what they're supposed to be. I don't know if the red topology should look like that, but we made it work. We're just going to have to find a better way to do these little things here. And these actually, I didn't even, they're supposed to be hooks. I just smushed them together. I was like, I know what they are. I can easily just draw these with a reference. Just as long as they are at the great, at the right angle. Like if I like, oh, I want to do this angle here for some reason. I don't know. Maybe he's looking at a plane or something flying above. This is actually a scene that's not happening. I'm just giving an example here, and then I see this here. I'm like, okay, I know what that's supposed to be. I can just draw that with the real life reference. I could just draw that at this angle. That was my thought process of just doing a really basic shape of how that's supposed to look. But I think it would be just better to just create the hook separately and then just have it actually look like a hook. Can't really. It's a little harder to do. I don't know how to make a drill a hole into something that's already existing. I can just do like a box, a couple of boxes maybe, or maybe just extrude a cylinder into a hook, and then just have it hook into the mesh or clip into the mesh, and then retopologize it around the two meshes together. I'm just brainstorming here, like how I think that could work. I actually don't know. Like I said, I'm not a clothing expert here. Not an expert at all, but we're just trying to increase our skill. I think we're getting better at it though. I'm pretty satisfied with the progress I've made so far. So we're just trying to see how we can do, where we can improve at. Let's just a little self critique here. I'm definitely going to make sure that this looks better later down the road here. We shouldn't be doing things like this, or we shouldn't be leaving things like this. Not that we are now. I just felt like, yeah, micro details. We can definitely get this done. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're just selecting the wrong things here. We need to. I want to just go ahead and close this off like this. I think. Well, actually, maybe we can move it over some. I don't know if it's right to do this at this angle, but whatever. We're just doing it. And no, it's not right to do this at this angle because you can see what happened there. You have to be looking at it straight on. With snapping on, doing things at an angle is bad because it's going to snap to the side closest to where you're looking. So everything's going to be over here instead of where it should be, which is here. Oh, we want to look at it straight on. I just want to look at it in a way that where I can see both. I'm going to have to just turn off in front. I want to bring this up so it matches this apex here, this pinnacle of this hill that I've created. Okay. I think it's close enough to the edge to that we can just close it off. I want to bring, well, the back is, I want to bring the front in a little bit. So I'm just trying to get an idea of where we can stop. We could probably just actually just close it off now. It doesn't have to be the exact same size. Yeah, that looks very sloppy, by the way. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna do better with clothing next one. That's definitely gonna be a focus. All right, let's do that. And then let's do go ahead and close that off right there. All right, now we can focus on the bottom a little bit. That is the color. We don't want to click on that. We want to turn in front off. All right, what I think I'm gonna do is just kind of move this over a little bit. But we have this selected, which is what I wanted. I want to extrude it this way a little bit. Now I'm gonna turn in front back on and try to understand what we got to do next. We're firmly back in the just cover it territory, which is I don't think that's the right way to do things, but this isn't going to be animated. So, I mean, some liberties can be taken. I'm going to work all these problems out on my animation sculpt that I'm doing offline as well. So, I'm really super taking my time with that. I'm just like looking at it and trying to understand how to do certain things better. And we're going to apply it to the comic book uh, meshes as well. That way we can get a nice uniformity between meshes that won't be used for animation and meshes that will be used for animation. That way I could just easily take, hey, oh, I need an extra character. I could just take one of the ones that I did for my comic, bring it in, and then, animate it, if I wanted to, which would be kind of cool to do because they're done the same. I don't know about the first two, the first two meshes though, and maybe not this one either, but hopefully every mesh after the first three I could do that. I would probably have to redo the first three meshes, bring them up to speed because the retopology for the first I'm counting this one too. The retopology for these might not be good enough for animation. I do want to test them though. I want to see exactly how they perform, just so I know if they actually if there's no problem with them, then maybe then maybe I can do it. But I'm anticipating problems arising because of how I did it. We were definitely doing the just cover everything up as best as I can because that's what I was told, so I did it. And then my second one, I had the most problems because I kept messing up, and that the and and it got to the point where I was like, okay, we're just gonna catch back up to where we were before I messed up, and we will make sure that all the mistakes that we did, we are going to learn from on the next one and not do them again while making it better. Because that's always the goal, always the end goal, is to make the next one better. Okay, well, that happened. I mean, we got that, so I'm gonna save it. Now, there's just one more thing we got to do. Yeah, we're definitely gonna do clothes better. I can't wait to try this again on the next scope. Well, like I said, it'll be a completely different character. So, and we're gonna do all the clothes manually too. I'm not gonna use garment tool. I don't want to fight with it anymore if I don't have to. I think we're good enough to sculpt the clothes ourselves, and I think I can still do cloth sims, but without garment tool. I think garment tool is great. I love it, but I'm seeing things in the clothing that I feel like would become a problem later. Like it's double layered, like the shirt here, it's two layers together. But I don't have to do any of the wrinkles. The wrinkles are pretty natural enough, but they don't really Like there will be more wrinkles like all converging in on the armpit in reality and everywhere else that the shirt bends at. Same thing, here. This wouldn't be as form fitting. This is like completely form fitted to his butt. That wouldn't be like that. But we would have more control over that if we just sculpted it ourselves. So, and plus, my next character is not wearing these types of clothing, so we're going to have to go custom in any case. I'm expecting it to turn out, you know, better than if I use Garment Tool because I'm doing it myself. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, back to this. Why is this here? All right, edit mode. I already know that this is loose. I want to select all by trait non-manifold, and we're just going to pull back all the way. We're cutting this side in half, so we're not fixing this. Everywhere else is fine though. That's the only reason why we fixed the center, because we want to cut that in half. All right, so we got to do that side and this side, and this should be easy. All we got to do. I don't know how I missed this, but I was probably talking about something when I was doing this and more into and got distracted a little bit and forgot to do this, which is fine. It's okay. It's a simple mistake. We'll work on that. Being able to hold a conversation and not and not and focused on our work here. The only way to get better is keep doing it. There we go. All right, so it should just be. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure I got this right. All right, we want this and this. So I'm gonna click both of those. Click the two here and then this one, and then I'm just gonna put all those, just fill all those together. That should be good. I'm gonna move to the other side because we already know what we got to do. We shouldn't have to select all by non-manifold. Hit F. F. I'm gonna scroll up because I think this has a nope, no, it doesn't. Hit F. Scroll up again. Hit F again. Wait, something ain't right here. Clicking in the wrong spot. That's what it was. Oh yeah, now here we have to close it off for good. Once and for all. There, it's done. Now I want to select all by trait, non-manifold. The side that we're focused on is completely done. All right, gonna look at it straight on here. Now I am going to save it here. Most of the mistakes are gone. I don't trust this side, so I'm going to get rid of it. What I'm going to do is we're going to hit select faces, and we're going to select, oops, no, we don't want that. Select everything. I'm going to have to do this like this. Let's do it like this. I want the exact same faces on the belt as this. So we got 3 rows. I want 3 rows here. And I think for the most part, we can evenly select this. No. No. Let's do that again. Oh. I'm trying to move the camera and select at the same time, but apparently that erases this selection. All right. I think those are just selected, and the mistake seems to be on the belt too. I don't like that. I hope that doesn't carry over to the next iteration of this, because what we're going to do is remirror this, and I hope it behaves properly for me. Okay, select C again, click. I think we got everything. I hope we got everything. All right, select. We already selected it. I want to all right, let's see what we can do here. How we can do this. Face. Set shape. No. Face data. No. I'm looking for the selection that would help me just remove this. I think I'm looking for split or something like that. Let me see. Insert. No. Shape. No. Yeah, split. Separate. Selection. Here we go. We did it right. All right, now I want to move it away. I don't think I should move it, to be honest. Let's try just hiding it for now so we don't select it. And I'm gonna go ahead and just click that off. That way we can't select it even if we wanted to until we click that back on. All right, I'm gonna zoom out and I want to select everything here. My face, that's completely in half. I think, yeah, I'm in edit mode. Never mind. I was gonna say I think I should do this in edit mode. I was like, wait, no, I am in edit mode. All right, like this is what we want. Okay, and we got to select all that right there. Of course, got to make sure that we get everything. I'm gonna hit invert because it should be this side. So don't worry, don't fret. I did not make a mistake. You can still select that side just by inverting the selection. Oh, we have to hold shift. Okay, never mind. I guess we can just do it now. We have to hold shift to select everything. And we have the line here. We're looking at an orthographic view, so we can just follow that blue line, the Z axis. We can just keep going. Okay, that should be selected. All right, now we have to hold shift from here on out, so that way we can select additional faces and keep the other faces that we selected. I think it doesn't look like they're selected, but that's why I don't trust it, and that's why we're going to get rid of it. Now there's a problem. Now we selected a little too much there. So let me just go ahead and unselect these here. I'm gonna do that individually, like so. Spin it around. Huh. We're gonna keep going here. Just gonna deselect those. Okay, now that should be perfectly symmetrical. All right. The weirdo area. We're just gonna go ahead and just delete the fake. Oh my god. Okay, no problem. Because we could just and look at this. We had some. Oh no, we didn't. Okay, I see what's going on here. We're going to just continue. I was gonna say we had some floaty things here, but I think these are just little areas that just did not get selected for whatever reason. So now that they're still there, we can see what they are. We're just going to delete them. Now these were selected. I wonder if these are um, duplicated faces that we just missed. Because that's what it looks like to me. We just keep doing it. We already have this side perfectly cut in half, so this isn't a big deal. Just have to do a little bit more. Face. I don't know what those are. Oh, these might be on the buckles, right, that we just did. All right, we're looking around. All right, we got it perfectly cut in half. All right. Now, this is what we got to do. Select that. Let me see. I'm gonna apply all transforms in case it isn't, and maybe because we might have moved the straps a little bit. I don't remember if that was something that we did before I reverted or not, but just in case, apply all transforms, and we're going to set origin to 3D cursor so that way this will mirror properly. And now we're going to go and go to modifier. We could apply the shrink wrap, I think. Oh wait, we got another thing here. What is that? Orthographic view. Hold on, wait. Let's go back into edit mode because apparently there's something there that we didn't see. What are these? And why are they so small? I didn't put those there. Doesn't matter, they're dead. Okay, that's my cursor. I was gonna say, what is that? What is that doing there? All right. All right. Now I hope that we got everything. Now I'm looking around. I don't see anything more. That's the 3D cursor down there. All right. All right. Now we add modifier, generate mirror, and boom, it's mirrored again, anew, and our details are exactly the same as before, but with no problems. I'm just going to turn clipping on. All right. Now I'm going to just go ahead and apply the mirror right now in object mode. That's the only way you can do it. And then the problems return. Why is that? I got a better idea. Let's apply a shrink wrap first and then apply the mirror. So shrink wrap did mess it up. Now we got to remember that. Before you apply the mirror, you got to apply shrink wrap. That should not be, I don't think I'll forget that. That's what the problem was. I mean, we already knew that. We knew the shrink wrap what caused it. We just you have to apply the shrink wrap before the mirror. Now we know. All right. Object. Now we can put our belt back on. Select both of these and Control J should be enough. And it's together again. Fixed. Just like that. Select mode. Let's see. Let's select all by trait after selecting edge, of course. Non-manifold. Okay, just the areas in the center, which is fine. That is normal. Oh, there was a okay, so we didn't get a polygon apparently connected there. We might have just deleted it wrong or something. I don't know, but we're going to fix it now. Let's do one side at a time. And then the other side. No, stop. And go. What's going on there, huh? This looks weird. I'm trying to see what's causing that. Oh, I know what's causing it. It's an extra. There's an extra something there. All right. So we'll just delete this face and we're going to find it. We're going to find it and we're going to destroy it. Okay, never mind. We're going to put that back and we're going to go back here and then just delete those faces right there. For some reason, there were extra ones there. All right, so these are clearly gaps that we're going to put together. Let's see. Select all by trait. Oh, select all by trait. Wait, let me make sure that that selection has been deselected. Non-manifold. Okay. Yeah, see, there's something there. I think it's another face. We must have extruded another face there. You know, this the easiest way is just to delete everything and just try again. Okay. I'm just going to delete that too. Delete face. Delete face. All right. Now we're good. We have a clean slate. I think just doing it this way should be fine. Never mind. All right. I'm going to do it this way. All right, we got a selection there. All right, we're good right there. And we're just gonna just do this in the edge select mode and just fill it in like so. And then we're gonna do this. Now, select all by trait, non-manifold. Wait, hold on. Select all by trait, non-manifold, and there shouldn't be anything else besides, the thing that we just joined together, which I hit join. I don't know why it's not technically joined anymore, but we'll fix it. All right. I'm taking a closer look here. So if these are still selected, then there should be two vertices on top of each other. So we should be able to fix that. I just need to see up close. I can't see that at all. Wireframe. Why can I still not see that? It's in wireframe. You should only be able to see the wireframe. All right, anyway. See. Yeah. There is another wait. Let's turn off snapping. And then you know what? I'm gonna put the vertex in a spot where we can see just it in the background, like right here. Of course, we got to be zoomed in. All right, select one, move it. There's two there, see? And then we'll just merge at the center. And then we're just gonna keep doing that all the way up. Select all by trait, non-manifold. What about the one that we just did? I guess you have to do the ones next to it too in order for it to count as merged together. So as long as we don't select the same exact one, we should be fine. I've lost the area here, so let's select all by trait, non-manifold. Okay, here we go. I'm just gonna move it to the side a little bit. We probably shouldn't move it at all, or at least just slightly. I think it just slightly will be fine. All right, select all by trait, non-manifold. Plus it has a selection there. That's why you don't want to select anything. All right. Yeah, that should be good enough. You just shift click on top of the same vertex, and it should get them both. We did that one. I think we did this one too. Hold on, wait. Let me select all by trait, non-manifold. Okay, we did not do that one. We did not do this one. But like I said, this could just be a case of not doing the next one. Yeah, like this at center. Now select all by trait. We just got to keep doing this until we don't see any more lit up. That's all it takes. So it'll be this one here to try to fix this one down here, I guess, so it doesn't light up. And I think we already did that one, so we got to move up some. There we go. Okay, it's getting better. We got to do the other side too because we're in edit mode, so mirror ain't gonna help us here, or up here. At center. At center. 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 Okay, let's see. Select all by trait, non-manifold. Nope, I'm gonna deselect that because I want to make sure it's done. All right, so it's just the other side now. Just the other side. That better be the side that I'm working on. I'm just gonna select all by trait again. After deselecting that, no, please. All right, select all by trait, non-manifold. All right, there we go. M at center. At center. At center. And we're just gonna go all the way up. Like this. Oops. Just keep going. I got the row locked in, so I'm just gonna blast through this a little bit. Womp womp. Oh, wait. I know that's not the right vertex, so okay, I think actually that we went all the way around. So let's deselect, please. Please stop selecting things. Thank you. All right, select all by trait, non-manifold. Okay, there it is. We got everything. We're still not done with this because this is one of the mistakes I've made in my last one. We still have to flip the normals. Okay, but that's it. That's all we got to do. So we're going to select face, everything. Face. Oh, wait, hold on. First of all, let's get out of Shift Z mode. Let's try face orientation. What? Face orientation, people? Why don't I see the face orientation? Right, guys? Oh, okay, here we go. This is not good. We don't want it this color. We want it the other color. Edit mode. Select everything. Let's see. Face. Mesh. Normals. Flip. I don't know why it's white, but it should be blue. As long as it's not orange, we're good. I'm making sure that we're on the right track here. I do not, because if we mess this up here, we are not going back. We're gonna leave those faces flipped, and we're just gonna not do any textures on it. All right, it's green. We'll just paint it the green that everything else is and leave it. Okay, we're not messing with that again. I made that mistake before, and it is a hassle. Well, actually, we're gonna keep all of our high poly stuff. So then all we would have to do is just flip the normals back the right way and then just rebake it because we'll have the high poly. The problem with the last mesh is I deleted the high polys before realizing that I made that mistake, so we couldn't just easily fix it. So we could fix it that way. As soon as we are done baking, that's when you get rid of the high poly. So that's the adjustment that I'm going to make to my workflow. Anyway, here we are. We got this. Let's see. Click this here. Why can't I tell? I can't really tell if the normals are flipped. I mean, I saw that it was orange and it turned white, so I'm going to assume that we did it. But it should be from blue to orange and vice versa. But I think we're good. I actually think we're good. I hope we're good. I'm in sculpt mode right now. I just wanted to see if there was a mode where it shows. It should just show. Face orientation. I want to make sure that this is good before we go on. We're not doing that mistake again. We're not, okay? We're not doing it. Object, what? Object, right? Object. Well, should be edit, right? Mesh, normals. I don't want to flip them again because they'll flip back. All right, I'm going to assume that we did it. I have no choice but to assume that we did it. Here's one way to find out. Yes, okay. You can go into the mesh and see that very salmon color. I don't know why the colors are different. It should be orange and blue. For some reason it's orange and white. And I was a little thrown off by that because it's never been white. It's always been blue on the outside, orange on the inside, or salmon, whatever the color is. Pink. All right. I think we're good. So I'm going to go on ahead and object, and I'm going to shade it smooth. There. Now all we would have to do is from here on out is once we unwrap it, we can shrink wrap the high poly onto that, and we'll be good. All right, now we can go. Wow, now we can finally go to pants. And as you can see, that's normal because this is on the inside. It's probably just showing the inside. And it doesn't matter if it's on the high poly mesh because we're going to make a low poly. All right, LBE. We don't want to see, and we want it back on solid. There we go. Okay, now we are where we were supposed to be at the beginning of the stream. We're good. We did everything we were supposed to do. Okay. Let's see. Object. No. Add. We're gonna do everything that we did over again, but on the pants. I'm trying my best to get through this when I have the time to. Okay. We're the retopology takes up a lot of the workflow, and I try my best to do as much progress as I can, since you've seen, most of you who come here have seen this already, so there's no reason for me to stream all of it. It's just sometimes I don't have the time to work on it as much as I want to, but and of course there is another sculpt that we are working on as well, and I want to save time for that, but we will get through it. There, that's what I want. We went in exactly 90 degrees because we want the face to, face the pants. We want it to be right in front of the pants, upright, vertically. All right. So we're gonna do it all again. As disheartening as that sounds, I think the pants. Actually, I know the pants are easier. That was I did the LBE first because that I realized on the last sculpt that that was the most time consuming part. So we're going to make sure that we do the accessories first, since that's where all the details are. Since they're usually would I think it would have more smaller details. The only thing that we need to do here, and I'm gonna use the alpha for the buttons, even though we're going to probably work on that in the secondary, tertiary as well. These are the only things that we have to worry about on the pants during that time, since we already did the wrinkles. So it'll probably just be an alpha for the buttons, and it's kind of like a stamp of, it's like a texture stamp. You just put the texture on, and it's on the mesh basically. You have that for wrinkles too, but like I said, wrinkles, because of garment tool, we don't have to worry about that. All right, scale down. Woo, woo, woo. We're gonna go up. We're gonna hit the snap. Okay, so it snaps on. And we don't want it dead center. We want it off to the side there. It's snapped on. I'm going to do it a little bit smaller. Maybe about that small. All right. And now we're going to go in here. Okay. And we are going to oh yeah, that's right. Click this. And change the color for the viewport display. It doesn't have to be the same color as because we're going to change these colors. I guess that's fine. I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to what color we used before, but this will do. Just as long as we can differentiate between the low poly and the high poly, in case we don't have in case we turn off in front, we'll still be able to see it. See, face project. Okay, we got all that. We got all that. We got. Yeah, we want that, and we also want. Before we start, we gotta add. Oh wait, hold on. I'm gonna move this a little bit over some, and then we're going to go ahead and put set origin to the 3D cursor because we're going to mirror this and apply all transforms. Okay. Now what we need to do is add the modifiers. We're going to deform, shrink wrap. Target is the pants. It's all the way in. And you know why this is a problem? Because of the dual layer. Garment tool has a dual layer on. It has a front and a back, and it snaps in the back for some reason. So we're gonna have to move it again. But that's okay. I think we can deal with that. That's probably another reason why we should probably switch to manual mode. Okay, now it's on the front. I just grabbed it and moved it. That seems to have see it's acting weird. I can't just move it. It's definitely something that we need to think about changing for the future. All right, modifier, generate, mirror. It's not mirrored correctly. Hmm. All right. Oh, because we moved it. All right, right. All right. So click object. We want to apply the transforms again, and then do the mirror again. There. Now it's on the right track here. We just needed to mirror properly, and we're going to go ahead and select clipping. Now we're going to wait. What in the world is happening now? It should be together. We shouldn't be moving away from each from each other here. Um, oh, I know why. Because we're not in edit mode. Duh. And we don't have in front on. There. Now we can see everything. All right. We're good. We're fine. We're good. Everything's cool. Now we can start. Now we can begin. All right, so I'm going to begin by now. I'm thinking. I know I need to go down the center. I want to go down the center first because this is probably the hardest thing to do when you retopologize on the body. So we're going to do the same thing on the shirt. We're going to lock this center area down to the groin, butt already all the way there, and then I'm going to go across the top. Okay, all the way around. Well, just the halfway, and the other side we mirror. And then we need an edge loop here. So I'm going to do that next, and we're going to try to align everything to where we can do it properly and that there's no problems, because this should be a little easier than doing an LBE because it follows the body, and I know the body well enough to be able to retopologize it properly. So we're going to try to do it that way. Okay. And I think I'm going to go with the size that we are currently at and just keep going all the way down. 3, 4. Okay. It's not so bad, and it's the same width as the belt buckle, which is fine by me. I think that'll work. I'm going to adjust that a little bit. And we're not going to worry about the amount of faces that we're creating here. I'm just going to probably just stay at this amount for the time being. Um, these are it's not like the body where you can make them larger, because you're not going to really, for this character anyway, you're really not going to see his naked this naked region here. So you can make those bigger. Anything that you don't really normally see, like if your character is already is wearing pants, you probably don't need to make them this small on the legs because you're not going to see them. But since the clothes are going to be in front of the body, then you can get some decent like 8K or 4K textures if that's what you want to roll with going. So you'll have enough polygons for that. And we're just gonna keep going here. And we're going to roll. Uh, the wrinkles will show. They should show. They're small enough to get the wrinkles going, so we'll have the wrinkles should be able to display properly on our mesh here. I'm going to move down the groin area a little bit. Let's see, yeah. See, as you can see, it's following at this size, it's following the wrinkles pretty well, so shouldn't have to worry about those not appearing on on this mesh that we're doing here. Why in the world is this not? I just wanted to see if that was. It doesn't matter because since it's down the center, we're going to have to combine them ourselves, most likely. I just want to make sure that we're not purposefully leaving holes there. Okay, I'm just looking around. Yeah, just keep going here. The edge loops are going to be here as well for the leg, like a route right here. They're gonna go around this way. I'm gonna complete the top, and then um, that might be easier with bigger faces, I think, but not really. I don't really think that that'll be an issue for the smaller ones. Let me see if we can. I want to make sure that these are nice and straight. See, it's kind of. I do have clipping on, right? I think. Yeah, I do have clipping. And the 3281 is the. No, yeah, we're good. We're good. Okay. And like I said, it doesn't matter. We're down the center. We're going to have to put them together. Well, put some of it together anyway, especially around this area here, like we did with with the non-manifold selection. We're going to have to do that regardless. But we might not. So I just want to make sure that it clips properly. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna keep going back. I'm sorry, I keep going silent. I'm trying to focus because I have to use the bathroom, and I'm trying to wait until I'm close to the end time as possible because I'm gonna have to leave soon anyway. And use the bathroom then. You know, try not to end the stream too early. I am not in any danger of any accidents. It's just you can feel it sometimes. You kind of feel the bowel movements happening. It's like but if I have to, I will just we'll just pick this up again next week, and I'll be further along too. So okay, let's see here. Trying to go around. We're gonna make it at least to the. You know what I should do is I'm gonna stop this line exactly where we began, and then we're just gonna go around from there. And following the terrain, if you will, does stretch the faces a little bit, so I just want to kind of adjust them and make sure they're all still the same size no matter where we're going. All right, let's go around here. I hope I'm not forgetting something because this should connect easily. It should snap easier than that. I want to make sure that nothing was forgotten. I don't think it was. I think we're good. I think we got everything. And like I said, if not, then I'll just have to merge at the center a little bit more vertices than usual. I think we're good. I think I got everything here. Yeah. All right. Let's see that it shouldn't be, once you put them together, it shouldn't be that easy to pull them apart. Just making sure that all the T's and the cross and the I's are dotted. That's all I'm trying to do here. All right, move here. Let's go ahead and wait, move this. No, okay, here we go. I guess I don't know. This is the hardest part to do. That's why I'm doing it first. I wouldn't do this first on the body because I think I'll probably do this last. I think because like I said, I'm on my practice sculpt for animation. I'm doing the head, the hands, and the feet first, and I'm just going to converge at the center. So this will probably be done last going forward. After I'm done with that practice sculpt, because I haven't actually technically done this portion on the practice sculpt yet using the new method. So I'm going to have to see how that works. That's clearly not together, is it? Hitting G kind of fixed it a little bit. So are we on? Okay, in the we're in the back now. So make sure I'm trying to make it the same size. All right, I'm gonna go keep going. Sorry, I went silent for a second there. I was in my own thoughts. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead here, and we're moving up. I'm trying to keep everything centered. Oh wait, hold on. Let's move that down. I'm just taking my time. I'm trying not to rush this. All right. I'm gonna make sure these are nice and neat. Going about as slow as I would normally go off stream. Just making sure. Okay. I'm not gonna. I think the distance is too great to attempt to match the back with the front. We'll just have to do some minor adjustments from when we go horizontally. And just trying to get to the belt here. This might actually be a lot of faces. I could have probably made them a little bit bigger, but it's like I said, it's okay. We're going to as long as they all match up. What we're going to do here is we're going to, if we go around and it looks like a pair of briefs but in the shape of pants, then we succeeded. And there's no other issues. Everything should be fine. So we're going to continue to go up here. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna go over that. I'm pretty sure that will show in the shrink wrap details. If not, we can just re-emphasize it in the baking portion. Or right before we bake anyway. Alright, we finally made it to the top. I am going to save it right here. Alright, now I'm gonna try to go across. I want to keep it that same width because of the belt buckle. That's good enough. I don't think there needs to be, well, I don't know, actually. Let me go back a second there. I was going to say that I don't think there needs to be a face for this side, but I think there should be because I'm not sure if that detail will hold if we just go right over it. Oops. So let me go ahead and rotate this down like so. And then I'm just going to create enough there to where we can do like this. Yeah, that should work. I hope it works anyway. All right, we're going to go forward here. I kind of feel like we're already making more more work that we have to do later from it being so many. That's okay. The textures will look better if we do it right. Because we can go all the way up to 8K, 4K, 8K. Some models use 4K instead of 8K, right? But I think we're gonna use 8K, so should be fine. We don't even have to use 8K. I'm just trying to make it look as good as I can. And that's more or less the same. They're more or less the same size, so we should be fine. I want to stop it just a little bit before for this. I think we can go over that because it's just a belt loop. We only really wanted this here because it's a belt buckle, so it's going to have the face there. It's going to have a side there, like a square. All right, we're going to keep going. I think, no, actually, no, yeah. I want to put the edge loops in first. That way we know exactly where we need to connect at. I'm thinking about trying to make some rows happen diagonally, and we'll know where to start and end instead of just trying to go across here like that. All right, we're reaching the halfway point, and we are going around. I think they're relatively the same size, so we're not going to really worry about being perfect too much here. It's just when we start connecting, and we can make the adjustments later. Make sure that we stay right up on the edge here. Oh, went a little bit over. That's what happens when you go over. It starts being all weird. Whoa, we don't want to go that long. More making them smaller is somewhat more work. Making them large is going to really affect your textures. So you want to make sure that you never make something that large. All right. 1 minute into ads. I'm sorry. Sorry about the ads. Um, try to make sure that everything is just fine here. You can already see there's a slight size difference, but I think honestly, I think if we grab this and move this up some, that kind of will. We might be a little bit higher too. Maybe we can move it down some. Oops, that was not the intended action that we took there. All right, there we go. Now we can just do this. There. Now we have it connected. There's some slight things there. All right, but we're good. Now I want to do the edge loop right here and try to connect it. Not sure how we're gonna get down there though without I know exactly how we're gonna get down there. What am I talking about? We're gonna take select faces, we're gonna grab this one and we're gonna hit Shift D to duplicate it. Okay, don't do that. Don't do that. We're gonna grab one up here, Shift D and duplicate it and then just bring it down. Because thanks to clipping, they're kind of together now, so you can't really pull them apart like for some reason. I actually don't know why that happens. I'm gonna scale it just slightly up. It's moving one that's stuck on one surface to another. It kind of deforms it a little bit. It's still a perfect square though, or not perfect square. It's still square enough to where we can do what we are trying to do. Now, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna rotate it because I'm going to start by lining it up with one square here, and we can try to line up the rows in advance. I don't know how. Well, I do know how. We're going to might this will be a like I said before we bake, the details will be finalized everywhere. So these little jagged pockets will should be fixed by then. By the time we bake. All right, let's see. This, this. Just gonna try to line them up as best as we can. I don't know what happened here. Apparently went a little bit. Oh, I know what happened. Yeah, it's this one. This one's a little too close. I don't think it will make that much of a difference if they're slightly off. We just want to make sure that they're super neat, just but not like perfect. We'll get. I'm sure we'll get closer to perfection eventually. I'm not going to try to make it super perfect right off the bat. Okay, just one, two, three. I'm not gonna like worry about that. Like I said, we'll just make them. We'll make them fit the way they should. Okay. All right, we're gonna keep moving. Okay, all right. See, we got a little wedge action here. I want to move them back a little bit and try to shape them so that way they're still a square. I think part of that is because of the wrinkles here in the front. Just gonna give them some leg straps here, basically, and we're gonna pull this back because it's starting to get a little long, and that's probably because we extruded it at a certain angle. Kind of makes it longer or shorter depending on how you're looking at it, thanks to the snapping tool. I think that's a product of the snapping tool anyway. All right, let me pull back some that way. Well, I don't know. It's kind of impossible to get a. Oh, that was an extrusion and not a rotation. We want to rotate that just a little bit. Like I said, we'll make them line up somehow. As long as they're all the same size, we shouldn't have any issues there with that. I think actually I don't know. We'll see. It's like I said, as long as they all fit, we should be good. I think we can make them fit in straight or vertical rows. We'll get to that. I'm not gonna think about it right now. Plus, we're at an angle where it's like that's gonna be a little difficult to try to line them up perfectly like this. So I'm only gonna worry about the width of the squares here. Let's see. I think the legs are easier than the top half. The you know the upper. Actually, no, no, the legs are harder actually. Mainly because of what we just did. The center here, the top is easy, and the armpit is not. That's not something that I ever had to worry about. That's really easy to do. So let's see. Let's try to go forward here. I'm thinking about making this slightly smaller just to try to get over that there, but I think that we'll go over the wrinkle details, so that shouldn't really. I'm not really worried too much about the how they are currently. This is like we went really well. Actually, Garment Tool did all of that, but just the details with the pockets. That's the only thing that I'm concerned about keeping. The wrinkles will should still be there if I just go if I don't try to style around them. I didn't pick my nose. That was my mustache. Sometimes the hair is tickling me, tickling my nose. I'm sorry. It's not something that I do. I don't do that. Okay, this is my mustache. The mustache is tickling me. Anyway, what is this? Oh, we accidentally hit extrude and we hit extrude. We hit extrude twice actually, right there. So I want to go back. It's already done, so I'm just gonna stop talking about that now. Anyway, we're moving around here. Oops, because of the angle I did that. See, it makes it longer. At the angle, it looks like it's the right size, but actually it was the wrong size. It's too large. So we're gonna go on ahead and think I'm gonna change that announcement because apparently the way that um I didn't fully understand how that whole ad process is. So I'm probably just gonna um apparently because I put my information in, that's what made me affiliate. So I'm gonna go on ahead and delete the automatic changes part and just leave the rest of it in. That's just me not understanding how Twitch works. We're still learning here. That ad might be a little slightly inaccurate, and I don't want to give off the wrong impression here. So, matter of fact, I think I might be able to do that now. Let me stop for like 2 seconds. Let's see. Features, no. Community, no. Missions, news, no, no, no. Oh, yes. Actually, let's do that. Okay, there we go. There. Now I don't have to worry about that anymore. All right. Now, we're close. We're really close to these faces, so we can kind of make them sort of line up, I think. And I'm noticing that these are a little bit larger than the ones in the front, but as long as they line up, we should be fine. They're like right there. And you know what? Since they're so close, I think we can go with just one square here. I might be able to just connect them just like that. I want to make sure that the camera is where it needs to be because if I do it like this, it's going to attach to the leg that we're looking through right now. I think that's right. So I'm going to go on ahead and keep going. Actually, let me move up just slightly. Yeah, okay. We can make that work. Extrude. Yeah, we can probably just connect it like that. Well, I don't know. I kind of want to move this, but I feel like that's a little too large. See, look, now we got two instead of one. We can probably try to fix it now. I think it's the angle that I'm looking at. Yeah, it's a little better. Okay, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. But you can see the difference, and that's because of the terrain that it's snapped to. It just changes the shape automatically. Um, that's without having rows, to work off of. It's really hard to prevent that. So we're just gonna have to deal with it. I still think we can do a space of one between here, but then that'll create. I don't know. That'll be a little weird. We'll figure it out. We're actually gonna figure it out real soon. Well, I don't know if we'll get to it on stream, but unless I start there, right, like right now, I can actually start right. Yeah, let's start in the hardest part, which is right in the groin area. It's the hardest part to do. We're doing it now. All right, let's start. Oops. Start right here. gonna start where it's the thinnest at. No, don't do that. Actually, rotate and then grab tool. Thank you. Or move tool, not grab. You're not in scope. I just want to get to an angle here to where we're not being affected by the other leg. All right, there we go. And we're gonna move this down some. And we're gonna kind of fill it in some. I think this can be wider. That's fine. Maybe even here. Only problem is once we start adding more than one, we're going to have to add another row. I think what I might do is, I don't think it'll really matter because like I said, we already have the edge loops in place. So adding a couple of rows ain't going to really mean all that much. But what we could do is make these thinner so when that extra row does happen, it will be a lot easier to adjust the distance between edges. I'm just gonna go ahead and just complete some of these now while we're here. But all in all, it's not too bad to get this going. I only really had problems with this when I was starting out. I don't really worry about this area anymore. It's really nothing more that we can do to do this any better. At least not currently anyway. Or just have to do it the way that we're used to doing it. It could be an easier way. And we might find out one day if there is an easier way and it's adopted to the workflow. But right now, okay, let's not do that. Right now, we're gonna keep going. Yeah, now we have enough space here to add another row and it'll be fine. So that's what I'm looking at currently. Here it might get a little congested, but it'll widen out again. So like I said, it's not really a big deal to me. That will actually work in my favor later on. It might get a little wide though. I don't think there's going to be a point where one row ain't going to be enough. And this, this is the leg area, right? So um we can't just leave it like this because you're going to move the legs eventually for posing, and I don't want there to be any deformities, and I don't want to lock this in to my workflow. So when I do get the animation, suddenly it'll become a problem. I want to do it right. I'm gonna loop, cut, and slide it now though, and we're gonna set that. Now you want to hold control for this. That way it doesn't deform the back there, the areas that you can't see. That's one of the only times where you can't, where that won't create the problem that it would normally create by not having it in view. All right, see, now we have more rows there, and that's as small as it'll get, which is fine. But now we have a new problem. Okay, we have I might be able to add one more edge loop. Can I get away with one more edge loop? Or not edge loop, but one more loop cut and slide. Can I? If I make this row a little bit wider, then that will set me up for here. And then from there, we're just going to have to figure out how we're going to do that correctly. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Um, yeah, it's all four. It's just four is the lowest number, and it's still being four. It's still at four, but the fours are being stretched. I should make that row now. So now it's at 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now so yeah, I think we're just gonna have to make this area a little smaller. Oops, that was an extrusion. We don't want to do that. We extruded it. We don't want to do that. So we can adjust this now. It shouldn't get too bad here. It's just measurement issues when it comes to the growing area. It's basically it. We can make it connect. We can make it snap to each other. Now we just got to make sure that it's not sloppy down here. It'll be out of the way though. Once we get to the leg, it's smooth sailing all the way down. Or the rest of the leg. Remember, technically we're on the leg now. I want to scale that. Okay, we can see. Grab it. Let's see. Yeah, we have 5 there. Okay. 4. Okay, that'll stretch to 5. And then we're going to have to just connect it in a different way. But the groin area is completed, basically. We're just going to have to figure out how we're going to do the rest of the leg, or the rest of the rest of his loins here. We've got to figure that out. Maybe if we can, I don't think we can connect it to the side. Well, maybe we can. I don't know. Connect it down. Maybe we can actually delete some lines up top here to make it a little better. If we can make this 5, because we have 5 here, right? Well, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we can make this 4, then by dissolving this edge and dissolving this edge. Yeah, maybe if we take some away, it'll make it a little easier. It doesn't have to be this much. We'll just leave the bottom like that. Maybe stretch this out a little bit. I may have to do this. Oh, we don't want that. Okay. It was connecting to the other pant leg. It looked like it was going over there, but it was actually over here. I know how that works. We're not going through that. And we're going to do this. We're going to do something like that. Okay, here we go. And I'll notice that we actually didn't really adjust the space like we did. Let's start doing that now. It's very tedious, but and we can't really see, like, we can't really check our work. I mean, we can go by visual, but this is more for the sake of animation, I guess. We're not going to animate these, but I really want to see on my off stream one how this red topology will act. I mean, really, I'm really curious, because we'll learn a lot from it. I'm working as best as I can on that. I'll probably show that on stream at some point once I get the animation going. I'm gonna practice a walk cycle And then probably if there are any built-in animations in Unity, I could probably check it there too. I gotta first we gotta see if the rig will work because the automatic rigging, I got Rigify. I gotta see if that works. If Rigify doesn't work, I'm gonna have to do it manually. That's gonna take even longer, but I've done it before, so it's just me just going and going and going until the skeleton's complete. And I'll probably fill half of my notebook with that if I have to do it manually. If it's got to be done manually. It's okay by me because I know that works. I know for a fact it works. I've already tested it. But with Rigify, that's only a few hours to get something rigged. I just don't know if it actually works in a game engine or an animation sense. So I haven't done that yet. All right, I'm gonna do this row real quick, and all we have to do is just that was not it. Let's zoom in so we can see better what we're doing. Okay. I know the width of this, so all we have to do is just go down as we measured it up there by deleting that edge there. Okay, that fits. Now we need 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the rest we can just connect like this, and then we can spread it out evenly so it doesn't look congested right here. Um, I think we can get away with just deleting this one, dissolving that edge, not deleting. You don't want to delete it. You want to dissolve it, and then just moving this one over some. Okay. Now from here we can go down this row right here. And we will make it to the end here. All right, so we got one more, but wait, we have 2 rows here. So in order to make this work, I wanted to dissolve this one. And we have 5 there, just like the underside. We want to dissolve this edge. Yeah, I don't think that'll do. And this is it, really. I mean, there's really not much more to this. It's just this over and over again until we're done. I've gotten so used to this. I was dreading this, when we were starting out. I was like, man, I don't know, man. I'm just gonna keep going and hope for the best here, but it's just tedious now. I'm going to dissolve that and I'm gonna move this down. But now we have a triangle there, so I'm not really sure if that should be done that way. I don't want any you don't want any triangles where things are gonna be moving. At least that's what I was taught. Like I said, I got to see it in motion before I can make any more adjustments to what I'm doing outside of just making things neat and fit properly. There's a way to not make this a triangle, I think. Oh yeah, no, I could do that. I could just dissolve this line and it's not a triangle anymore, but then it looks weird. Let's not do that. Let's just not do that, okay? I mean, it's right there in the front. I think the deform when you're moving the leg, I think it'll just bend here. This is more in the front of the leg, so I don't think that'll make a a big difference, but I could be wrong. I'm gonna make sure that this is not a thing in my animation scope, because then I think I can just take pictures of my own red topology and then just replicate it that way. That way, it'll always be a similar count. There'll be, it's done the same way, and there'll be the same results. But this is all like just hypothetical. I actually don't know what is the way and what isn't. Let's see. I think we are. Let's see here. This should be dissolved. And now we're getting to the point where we're gonna have to connect these a different way, which I'm thinking just straight up and down instead of from the side. But I want to make sure that the side is good. Otherwise, we're gonna have some wide boys right here in the front. But we're actually nearing the end of today's stream. I'm sorry that they're so short. Um, normally I would go to 12, but due to my schedule, I have to stop at around 10:30, 10:40. But I will be working on this. I want to get through this because we've already seen it. I streamed this portion many times. So um, yeah, thank you for hanging out in the stream. Thank you for watching the VOD if you're watching the VOD, and thank you if you come across this video on YouTube. I appreciate you watching it. Um, the next art stream will be next Monday, same time, hopefully. I'm trying to start earlier. It's very difficult though to start any earlier than I normally do. But it is my intent to start before 8 o'clock. We're slowly inching there. Tomorrow will be probably if everything is the same, the co-op stream with 99 heal potions, and then the franchise Friday playthrough on Friday. Okay, that'll be in the morning as well. I'll see you then. Until then, take care. Have a great rest of your